Go for it.
All right, what did we do on this trip? Again, I saw this trip, again, it's just an extension of the youth missions, youth ministry with a missions focus. I mean, we went out there just to kind of see what a missions trip would look like if we're all supposed to become youth pastors one day. Ideally, we would take our youth on a missions trip, and so pre-trip was all about learning how to set up a trip, the logistics of it, and then actually going on the trip, spending the 2 weeks in the Czech Republic was what's it look like a youth pastor's role in leading a trip. What we actually did on the trip, basically whatever we needed to do to help these youth groups promote their English camps, where they are going to use the English camp as an outreach for their students. And so we would go into schools and be crazy Americans. Hey, we speak English, we're from America, students, that's interesting. Then, their English teachers who, speak German, who speak Czech, to have an American in classes, exciting, just as it would be to have, Czechs to show up in your teacher class for the day. So we did that, just got people psyched, and hopefully they'll show up for their English camps in the summer. One of the things that I really liked about the trip is we got to encourage the youth leaders. Some of them are doing their first outreach in the history of their church. Some of them have not done outreach since the fall of communism. When communism was around, they weren't allowed to do outreach. And so when communism fell in the Czech Republic in 92, 93, they'd had communism for so long they had forgotten how to do it. So, 20 years later, they're doing it for the first time. They're a little bit nervous. And so we were allowed to come along them and just, encourage them. And to see those guys just excited to reach out to their students is huge. And like Amy said, we did work in the Czech Republic where less than 1% of people are Christians, believing Christians. And so for them to do outreach is huge, because if somebody becomes Christian, there's a very good possibility they're going to be the only Christians in their school, in their town, and most likely in their house. So for them to make a decision for Christ is no small matter. How did I see God work? Just in the excitement that the youth groups have. Like I said, they hadn't done outreach ever. Growing up in my youth group, outreach was like a weekly thing. We'd always have some big event outreach where we would just invite anybody and everybody to come to church. But this is their first time doing it. They have no idea how people are going to react. Are they going to see the church as a cult? Are they going to be scared? Do they think Christianity is just for old people? But for the youth leaders, and when I say youth leaders, I mean youth leaders. Like, these guys are younger than us. Like, they're high school age, young college freshmen who are leading their youth groups, and they are basically the youth pastor for their groups. And they are going into their schools and proudly discussing Christian English camp. Hey, come to youth group. You don't even see that here. You don't see kids going into classrooms and saying, hey, come to church. But they were doing that, and they were doing it with a smile on their face, and that was exciting, and that's a definite work of God there. What has God done in my own life? God has just basically cemented in my life that I will be doing work in the Czech Republic. I've been there for the last 7 summers. It is crushing me that I won't be there this summer, but thankfully He allowed me to go during spring break. And I won't be going this summer because I will be staying here to do school so that I can finish school here and go to the Czech Republic sooner. So this whole trip, being able to see the Czech Republic outside of summer ministry, being able to see it, students in their own schools, seeing how the youth ministries are flourishing outside of English camp, just fans the flame of my desires just to be in the Czech and to do ministry there. I just can't wait to be there. Anything else that I feel is important? I feel if you ever have the chance to do ministry in the Czech Republic or with Josiah Venture, it will change your life. Whether you get to do it as a class with Tim Downey and Bob McRae, if you're a youth ministry major doing it over spring break, or if you're just looking for an internship during the summer, JV, Josiah Venture, JosiahVenture.com will hook you up. It will change your life. If you're looking for where God is calling you to do youth ministry or Europe ministry, go check it out, Josiah Venture, Summer Ministry. It is a place where you belong. Thank you.